Welcome back. It is Esophageal Cancer Awareness Month, and you may not know that this type of cancer is rising faster than any other cancer, and acid reflux could be a major cause.
Yeah, it is true, folks. Here to help us understand what we should be on the lookout for and to discuss treatment solutions is bariatric surgeon and author Dr. Clifton Thomas. Hi, Dr. Thomas.
Hello.
So a couple years ago, I actually lost one of my aunts to esophageal cancer, and I understand she had been experiencing acid reflux for a while. So explain to us, doctor, how does acid reflux lead to this type of cancer?
Well, maybe I can talk about what acid reflux is just a minute. So our esophagus goes from the back of the tongue down to the stomach, and there's a flat muscle that separates the lungs from the intestines. So the esophagus goes through that and connects the stomach. There's a one-way valve where they connect. So there's positive pressure here and negative pressure here. So if that valve's not working properly, then the juices in the stomach can come up into the esophagus and cause damage. Now, the medications that have been around for a very, very long time reduce the acid, and that's what mostly burns. There's other juices that are coming up. So what a pathologist at the University of Southern California worked out in great detail is some of those juices are triggering the cancer sequence. Now, that takes quite a bit of time, but it is what is causing the rising incidence of cancer of the esophagus, and that's reflux. And the only thing that really treats that kind of reflux, the kind that persists and lasts and doesn't really go away when you change what you eat, is surgery.
Was that when you think acid reflux, you think just that burning sensation, but is it also like burping or, just what are some of the other signs?
Well, there's other things that can cause burning down here, and one is your stomach being irritated. We call that gastritis. It can look like it's been sunburned, and that would burn. Typically, that acts a little different, but occasionally because your stomach's irritated, it might cause juices to come up on occasion. So that's not typically kind of reflux that would either cause cancer at our time or that we'd consider having to operate on. But it does feel similar, but there are all kinds of other symptoms.
So if someone, let's say regularly, because people often will experience acid reflux about like nighttime before they go to bed, they'll feel sort of like a burning in their throat or a liquid in their throat.
The most common thing is certain foods will provoke it, and then you'll feel juices come up that burn. Or you bend over, you're doing some kind of work, or you lay down at night and you feel the juices come up. You maybe even wake up at night and you're coughing or choking a little bit, which is really scary for people that experience that. So when that's happening, that one-way valve is extremely broken.
But a lot of people will just pop, some Tums or Rolaids and try to go back to bed. How does someone know when it could really lead to a serious problem?
If it persists, if it's a recurring problem, and one way to know that it's actually reflux is take the over-the-counter medicines, the Nexiums and the Pepcid, and if that resolves it, but it keeps coming back on a regular basis, you know that valve's broken at that point. Now, at that point...
Is that when you have to go in and do some surgery?
Well, that's when we're going to want to look into it and see how it's bad. And you need it done simply because of the rising incidence of cancer of the esophagus. If you have persistent reflux, you need to have an endoscopy done to make sure everything's okay, particularly if you have any difficulty swallowing food.
And that's where you come in, Dr. Thomas, right? So describe to us how the surgery works. How do you repair the valve? So
the valve is out of shape, primarily because positive pressure is pushing that up into the chest. So what we do at the operation is we go in with a laparoscope, very small incisions, and pull the esophagus down where it belongs.
Do you go in through the mouth, or do you go in through the belly button?
Small incisions. They're this big.
Okay.
Been doing it that way for 25 years, and it's an outpatient operation. But we go in through these small incisions and pull the esophagus down and take the top part of the stomach and wrap it around the lower part of the esophagus. What that does is reshape the esophagus and put the esophagus back where it belongs.
So kind of getting somebody back to the way you should be.
I want to revisit something that we said in the intro to the segment, that esophageal cancer really is the fastest growing type of cancer right now.
It is, and since I've been doing this for such a long time, it's been easy for me to see that. Back in the past, when I first started doing this operation just for reflux, I didn't talk about esophageal cancer at all.
Yeah.
And in those days, you could rarely find a person that knew somebody that had esophageal cancer. It's not that way now. So just like you showing up today, your aunt, other people, they'll reach out and say, yeah, my uncle or person at the church.
Is there like a certain age range, though, that you're seeing more patients come in?
The 20s is about as early as we see it, but certainly the older you get, the longer reflux is persistent and makes you at more risk.
Why though now? I mean, why do you think we're seeing such a huge increase in these numbers?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's related to our food, for example. I think it's related to overeating at night and having a full stomach and all these forces working against it, as well as the...
And then trying to go to sleep and you can't sleep and then you end up in the recliner because you're trying to keep the head...
Right. But kids have reflux too. For some people, that ligament's just not a strong ligament and is loose, and you're going to have reflux if it is.
Well, and you've been on the show a number of times, Dr. Thomas, and we've always talked about healthy eating. You're a big fan of a plant-based diet and drinking a lot of water. So is there something that people can do at home to avoid getting to the point where they would need to do something about this?
I do. I think if we were eating small meals, mostly plants, mostly drinking water, staying active, we'd have a lot less reflux.
Yeah.
So is acid reflux and esophageal cancer, is that hereditary at all?
This kind is not.
Not, okay.
Is not, no.
Before you go, Dr. Thomas, I want to talk about the book that you wrote, which is aptly named 10 Reasons to Not Ignore Reflux or Heartburn.
So yeah, I wrote the book to kind of bring awareness. There's other symptoms besides heartburn. For example, I saw a gentleman in my office yesterday that's 20. He's trying to make a career for himself in LA. He sings, but he has reflux, and it's starting to affect his voice. So we will fix his reflux and restore his ability to sing.
So it's not always the burn.
So I've had a lot of singers over time. So you get voice changes. Hoarseness is a very common sore throat that's recurrent. But even cavities, if you're having a lot of problem with cavities and you're having heartburn, it's probably what's causing your cavities is your reflux.
Well, Dr. Thomas, thank you so much for coming in. And for more information, you can visit his website, stop-heartburn.com, or call 713-936-0777.
Coming